Hey guys, welcome back. We are coming live to you this week from Boston, Massachusetts. We've been making the rounds here in New England. We did states 47, 48, and 49. So we're hanging out here for a few more days in the Boston area before heading back to New York. So what are we chatting about today?
Yeah, today we're chatting about the Amtrak Rail Pass sale, which has just been started. So
Yes.
that's pretty exciting.
Yes, and we've gotten literally, I think, a million questions about the rail pass sale. So we're going to go over all of those details with you. We'll start on that in just a few moments.
Everybody wants to save some money, right?
That's right. And it, really, it's Amtrak is back for starters, so it is filling up fairly quickly. So it's great to be able to grab a deal and be able to do all the different trips that you want to do on Amtrak.
We've been trying to book actually some trips today to go back east, and we're noticing a lot of the trains are actually sold out for the room.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's getting very, very crowded. Hello, guys. Thanks for coming in. Hello from Washington State.
Hey.
Awesome.
We love your state.
One of our favorite states. We were
It
just
is. It's gorgeous.
Great place to ride Amtrak from, too. So
Yes.
all right, we'll start with the Rail Pass
Okay.
then. So the Rail Pass sale is just starting, and you can buy the Rail Pass right now for $299 per person, which is $200 off of the normal price.
And that's a huge discount. $200 is a lot of money these days. So $299, and that gets you. What does it get you?
It gets you 30 days of the Rail Pass. We've got a couple more hellos coming in, more people coming in. North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Southeast Florida. Ooh.
That's right. Ooh.
Yeah.
And Ohio too.
You're from you're from Southwest Florida.
I'm from Southwest Florida, but I like Southeast
And New
Florida
York.
too. The beaches are pretty on that side.
All right, one drummer just bought their Rail
Ooh,
Pass.
Nice.
And Ohio, up from my neck of the woods.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm from Michigan. She's originally from New York.
California. I was
from
just
Florida.
there, Stephen.
Texas.
Dropping
all right.
off our daughter. And Texas. We drove through Texas.
That's a pretty good mix of people.
Yes.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Hey, we're in Massachusetts right now.
Hey. Just a little north of you here.
So yeah, we're excited about the Rail Pass. Toledo, I love Toledo. And what you get with the Rail Pass is you get 10 rides on Amtrak in coach class, and you can use them to go as far as you can on one train. So that's a pretty good deal because some of those links you can go really far. So like for one link, you could go all the way from Chicago to Seattle, and that only counts as one.
Yes.
Because
Isn't that
that's
crazy?
an Empire Builder. So you can really save a lot of money using the Rail Pass. So what are some of the conditions that go with it?
So these are important. The conditions are important. So one of the very first things you need to understand is the Rail Pass. You can only book coach seats, and you cannot upgrade once you have the Rail Pass. So you're riding in coach. So as long as you're okay with that, that's perfectly fine. The next thing is that you can use 10 segments. So it's worth 10 segments for the $299. So do you want to go over a little bit what the segments means?
Yeah, so a segment is anytime you get on or off the train, basically. And so if you get off the train you disembark, like you're not just get off to do like a fresh air break, but you get off, stay in the station for a few hours or overnight, get back on another train or the same train, that's another segment. So you want to be really careful with how you're planning because you can go a long way on one segment or you can end up going just a little short way on a segment. So we've got a tool that can help you plan that out on our website, groundedlifetravel.com, which is our map. And the hard thing about the Amtrak route map, if you're looking at it, is that all the segments are in just the same color. They're all in red.
Right.
So you can't tell where one segment starts and one segment ends. But on the map on our website, every segment is color-coded. So you'll know exactly how far you can go. And so basically each named train is a segment. So You could do the Co-Star Light, that's a segment. The Empire Builder, that's a segment. You could do any named train. You can stay on it the whole length of it for one segment, as long as you know where that train starts and stops. So to do that, the best way to do it, if you look at the map on our website, you'll be able to know exactly how far you can go on each segment. Because it's very confusing.
It is. It is. It's very confusing when you're planning out your trip where to get off. Some people think it's like a hop on, hop off. It's not, but the Rail Pass can help you do that. So if you do want to do, say, like the California Zephyr, you can get off along the way and back on and just use your segments from the Rail Pass to do that.
Yeah. So another couple thing about the Rail Pass, there are a couple restrictions on the routes. You cannot use it on the Acela. You cannot use it on the Auto Train, and you cannot use it on the Canadian portion of any route, which is just the Maple Leaf, right?
Correct, and also on no Thruway buses as well.
Yep, no buses. Another thing that you can't do is you can't do a bunch of round trips from one city and back. So you can't go Boston, New York, Boston, New York, Boston, New York. You can't use it as like a commuting.
Right. Correct. Yes. Yes. It would be nice if you could do that, but that's not the case. They do have different types of sales for that, so that's that's not bad. It is the Rail Pass also available to those with disabilities. You can still purchase this pass, and they still will make those accommodations for you. So don't be concerned about that. And then the last thing is that you can still earn your points from the $2.99 that you spent on the pass.
Yes.
So if you're gathering points, which you should be a part of the Amtrak Guest Rewards, then you're going to get those points added onto your account.
That's awesome. One last thing, there's no blackout dates.
Oh, yes.
Which is really good.
Yes, that's huge. That's actually huge because there are actually quite a few holidays, coming up this summer, so you can still use it during those holidays.
That's awesome. One drummer says when they purchased their pass, the Amtrak rep mentioned the channel, so that's awesome. Yeah.
That's cool.
We've been getting a lot of feedback from some of the Amtrak reps just this week, so you want to tell them a little bit about
Yes, we met some fun friends. If you saw our video on the Acela from last Friday, we met some awesome guys over at the Metropolitan Lounge in Moynihan Hall, and that was really fun. So hopefully you guys got to see them. Hopefully they're watching. Hey guys. And we've just been meeting all kinds of great people. We also got to hang out with a conductor, Maurice, that we met. He is a subscriber here on the channel. Hey, Maurice. I think he's watching. So we just wanted to say, hey, we actually were able to shoot a video with him behind the scenes. So keep an eye on the channel because that is going to be coming up. It was such a cool experience. We had such a great time with Maurice, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well, especially those of you who are hopping on the Northeast Regional out of Boston South Station.
Yeah. So as we finish up talking about the Rail Pass, if you want to ask questions about where you're going or let us know what you're doing, let us know that for sure too. And Maurice does say he's here, so that's great. So
hey, Maurice.
There is a conductor in the chat, so if we say something wrong, we did find out we've been pronouncing some of the trains wrong. So
yes, Maurice has said it.
But I've already corrected that today. So
I think we're saying it right now. Acela.
Yeah.
Acela. I literally said it like 1,000 times trying to get it right.
Tusita asks, is there an Amtrak bus between Emeryville and San Francisco? They're taking the Zephyr this August. And yes, there is a bus.
Yes, there is.
And that's
it just waits right outside the front of the station there when you arrive. If you have checked bags, you pick those up and you zip right on over there. It's literally right out in front waiting for you. Very easy.
Yeah. That's probably one of the most popular buses in the system because a lot of people that go to Emeryville end up wanting to go to San Francisco.
Correct.
And you can't take the train right into San Francisco, so you have to take the bus.
Yes.
So that's definitely a good one to pick up.
Oh, before we forget, just want to remind you as well that if you are interested in getting the Rail Pass, the sale for the $2.99 is only available until June 22nd. So that's coming up here pretty quick. So if you want that and you're still trying to decide you need to make up your mind by June 22nd.
Yeah, and you do have, one thing we didn't say also is that you do have 30 days to use the pass. Excuse me, once you use your
Once you
first
start using
once you use your segment, and you have 120 days to use it from the day that you buy it. So
to take your first segment. But once you start the first segment, you only have 30 days to take all 10. So plan out your trip beforehand, and then that way you won't run into any problems of losing any of your segments after you've made your purchase.
yeah, and I looked at a couple. We're looking at booking some tickets. I looked at a couple of coach tickets, and one of the California Zephyr, the coach was $242 a person. So at $299 for the rail pass, you can get that and 9 more trips if you're going to be doing some more.
That's
so it
wild.
is a really good deal.
Yeah, it really is a great deal.
So quick question from Lotion is, do I have to get my backpack checked in, like get tags on it? Just one that you're carrying on.
No, if you're just carrying on a bag, you do not need to check that. Anything that you're bringing onto the train yourself, you do not need to get checked. Only if you're checking a bag and handing it over to them to move from one location to the other for you on the train, and then they will hand it to you at your final destination. Otherwise, if you're bringing your bags onto the train yourself, you do not need to check those at all.
Yeah, and they do recommend that all bags in your backpacks, you put a little tag on it, but you're not gonna, with your name.
Right, just in case someone has the same bag. Odds are slim, but yeah.
Bridget's asking, have they mentioned anything about the Las Vegas stop for Amtrak? And there is nothing new on that, but it was mentioned in the Amtrak kind of 15-year vision plan that is one of the next stops that they want to do, Los Angeles to Las Vegas. And so hopefully that funding comes through and we get that, because that would be a really welcomed stop.
That's one we would
people.
like. We like to do that trip when we're in LA.
Are they going to have Amtrak station will be coming back to Houston, Texas? So I think there is one in Houston, is there not?
It does go through
I think
Houston.
it does. The Sunset Limited, I think, goes through Houston. I'll check my map real quick, but
Okay, well, Rob's checking his map. Let's see. Oh, Sue, we answered your question just a minute ago, but I will say it again. Make sure that you get the answer. It says, do we have to use the pass right away? You have 30 days from when you take your first segment, but you have 120 days to start your segments.
yeah.
Okay, you can.
Yeah, so I am pretty sure that the Sunset Limited does go through Houston. If I am wrong on that, someone will correct me. But I think that I remember going through Houston.
Cool.
So,
all right, let's see. What else did we have?
We are...
Did I miss another one?
A couple things we wanted to talk about, too, that throw out there was if you're interested in cruising at all, and if a lot of people interested in trains, are interested in cruises, too. We do have a cruise channel also, which is just Grounded Life Cruises. Now, there hasn't been a ton of content on there, obviously, because of... There's been no cruises, but we did book our first cruise.
We actually
last night. We actually booked 2. So if you want to go subscribe to that channel, there will maybe be some lives on there and some new content coming up in the next few months. So
yes,
that's something.
And you heard me earlier say that I was I've been working on my 50 states. Rob has already completed them, and we just did 47, 48, and 49, which was Maine. And where did we go? Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. So state number 50, I am going to be heading there to Wilmington, Delaware, to celebrate my 50th state. So if anyone is from Wilmington, Delaware, and you want to come say hey, we'll be at the Joe Biden station in Delaware on Friday.
Yeah. And so a quick story about the whole, what happened the other day when we tried to do... Because the Vermonter train is not running, so we decided in order to get to Vermont, the only way we could get there was to rent a car. So we took the Downeaster from Boston up to Maine and rented a car to drive through Vermont and then all the way back to Boston. But we got to the station. We're staying at the club quarters in Boston. That's where we are right now. We're in our hotel room. And we are just within walking distance of of the South Station, which is that's the biggest station, I guess, where we came in from New York. And so we walked back over there to get on the Downeaster and went to check in, and we forgot that train leaves from the North Station. So
the Amtrak agent was like, ooh. He said, you're at the wrong station. You need to go to the North Station. We were like, what?
So it was a little bit of a scramble. And we had to run out the door, catch a cab to the North Station.
Yes.
And
they never seen us move so fast.
luckily we made it.
We had a really good taxi driver. He was right outside the door, right where the Amtrak agent told us he would be. We hopped in there. He was very nice, zipped us right over. We checked in, and we actually still had 20 minutes to spare. And we know that our kids always mock us for being ridiculously early to stuff.
Yeah.
But see, this is the kind of thing that is very helpful for those of us that are super early for checking into travel plans. So that was really good because we still had 20 minutes to spare by the time we got to the North Station.
Yeah. And then one other sidelight of that trip, there's going to be a whole Downeaster video you'll want to see for that. But one other thing that happened was we went to rent a car, and so we just picked whatever car, because car rentals are outrageous right now. And so we got in there, and of course, Allie went in and did the car, and they gave her an upgrade to a BMW, which always happens to her. So it's good. Yeah, we let her get the car.
They always give me crazy upgrades. I think because we do a lot of one-way rentals, because the guy said, would you mind taking a BMW to Logan Airport for us? I was like, what? He said, would you mind taking this BMW, driving it, and taking it to Logan? I was like, I guess. So I drove this BMW from Maine to New Hampshire, into Vermont, and then back to Boston and to Logan. So it was a fun ride. Thank you, Enterprise.
Yeah, it was good. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And what's his question?
Are bags safe and secure, checked, and carry on the train? Okay, that's a great question.
Great question, Matthew.
So the bags we'll go over check bags first. So the check bags are very secure. You check them just like you would at an airport. You give them to the agent in the Amtrak office. They take them away, put them on the train. And then when you get off, if you're getting off at a big station like Chicago or LA, there will be like a baggage carousel, like at an airport. So you just go wait there.
It's a little bit smaller, but same thing you would find at the airport.
And you just get that. So that's easy. If you're getting off at a really small station, and they may just give them to you train side. So right when you step off the train, they'll just pull your bag off and hand it to you. Maybe not many other people are getting off there. Now, as far as your carry-on bags, there's two things for that. One is coach and one is the roomettes. So in the roomettes or the bedrooms, they are secured because that car is basically only for sleeping car passengers, and there's a person, the car attendant, that watches over that. Now in coach, they're not as secure. So we put all our stuff in our backpack. If it's like our food bag, we leave that at our seat. But if we have our phone in it, we take that with us if we're gonna go eat or something like that, because it's like leaving your. It's not like a plane where, like, if you leave it in your seat on a plane, you feel like, well, if someone takes it, they can't go anywhere. Someone could take your bag and get off at the next stop, without you noticing it. So it's a little less secure. So it's not. We've never had anything taken, and I've never heard of anybody having anything taken. But
I'm sure that it happens.
But it probably has happened. So just know that it's a little bit less secure. And coach, just keep your stuff with you.
Absolutely. And then Anthony, thank you so much. And yay, I am super excited for Delaware for our 50th state. I'm assuming that you're from there, or maybe you live there right now. Don't know if you're close to Wilmington. You can pop over and say hi at the station.
Yeah, we that was one thing that's been crazy is just this last week. We were wondering when we started planning this whole trip we were doing in Amtrak if anyone would see us, if anyone would recognize us from the channel. And so it happened for the first time in New York. And we were so surprised. The guy was like, hey, I know you. And I'm like,
You don't.
I don't know you. And then he was like, from your YouTube channel. I was like,
We're like,
oh yeah. So
it was funny.
It was great. So if you see us on the train, even with the mask on, maybe you can recognize us because he recognized us with the masks on. So that's why I was kind of surprised. So Nonura says, true to take your personal belongings with you to dine or other. I had a cell phone stolen when I left for the bathroom years ago.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, that is too bad.
Yeah.
You definitely probably don't want to leave expensive stuff in your seat. We generally have 2 different bags that we take in coach, and one is like if you want this bag, you can have it.
Right. Usually it's like snacks or something. So it's like, well, if they take it, then I guess they were hungry and they can eat it, no problem. But we don't usually leave like my purse or our equipment, camera equipment and stuff behind.
Yeah, we guard the other one very securely.
One drummer, you've got 5 states left. What is it? Alaska. Ooh, you'll love Alaska. Montana. And North and South Dakota. Yeah, those are great. Yeah. Those are a lot of people's last few states.
Yeah, those are some of the hardest ones to get to.
Yeah, but Alaska, we did a cruise. So if you get a chance to do that, if that comes back on the West Coast and you can do a cruise to Alaska, highly, highly recommend that.
Anthony says he is from Wilmington. So let him know what time.
We get in. Our train gets in at 1 to the Joe Biden station there in Wilmington.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd love to meet you, Anthony.
We will just be walking around.
We'll just look like this, except like we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. We'll
try to find something to do. Maybe you can send us a message and tell us what we can do. We'll have a few hours there to kind of explore. So.
Sarah says an Alaskan cruise is next on my bucket list.
Yay! Yeah. Oh, hi, Sarah.
that is definitely something we're looking to do too, as soon as we can, because we did one years and years and years ago, but we didn't really do everything on it.
Right. Yeah. It was on a super tight budget. Yeah. Our kids were little, and we were just doing a fun trip, and it was on a really tight budget. As in, like we rode the city bus. Yeah. To get to an attraction.
Yeah, we were going to a glacier, and instead of taking the shore excursion, we walked. And it was like a long way. We walked part of
the way, and then we took the city bus.
We were walking down the road, and we saw the shore excursion people on the bus drive by us.
They were like, aren't they on our ship?
We were like, oh, we'll be there in like an hour. So yeah, we didn't do a lot.
Maybe we'll go back.
We need to redo the Alaska cruise.
Do it properly.
Can you get, let's see, LK Tree Palm says, can you get off the train for a day or 2 and resume? How do you arrange this extra cost? Please answer for both a $2.99 special and just a regular cross-country trip. Okay, good question. So you can get off the train, but it is not a hop-on, hop-off. So every time you get off and stay for a day or 2, you're essentially getting a new ticket for the next time you get back on. So if you're doing the $2.99 special, that would just use another segment. So for instance, if you go from Washington to New York and you get off for a day or 2, when you get back on in New York and go to Boston or wherever you're going, that's another segment. If you want to do that just without the $2.99 special, you just need to book 2 separate tickets. So you'd be booking 2 separate legs. And generally, it's a little more expensive to do that. So like if you book Washington, D.C. to Boston, it's cheaper than booking Washington, D.C. to New York and then New York to Boston. Generally, but not by much. So yeah, that's what the deal is. You can do it. It just makes it a little... it's going to
pricey,
cost a little more, but really not bad.
But if you're doing the $2.99, that's, it will add into those, so it's not an extra cost.
Mr. Value Gamer. Oh, I need to check out if that's a channel. I need some value games. How many states have you guys gone to? So I've gone to all 50, but the bad news is I don't know when it happened. So I just...
Because he wasn't keeping track of it.
I'm not the kind of person that would keep track of that. And then
I'm the list person.
Allie was like, oh, I've almost been to all 50. And she was going through them. And I was like, well, I've been to all those, but I don't remember when. I think it happened on a business trip or in college. So no real way to know. So I've been to all 50. Allie now has 1 to go.
1 to go. So I've been to 49, and then Delaware will be number 50 on Friday.
So Chase says, I've always wanted to visit Alaska. It's out of the price range, but it is, it can be. But we did find, it was out of our price range too, and we did find some extraordinary deal. All we could do
Don't
was
give up on your dream,
don't
because
give up on
you could find a really super deal. We actually found some
Yeah.
really cheap flights to Seattle. I want to say they were like, it was like $100
It was
for
from
both of us.
It was from Tampa.
From
to
Tampa,
Seattle.
Florida to
It was
Seattle.
$132. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we found the cruise from there, and it ended up being remarkably affordable. Mind you, it was the least expensive room on the entire boat, but hey, we got on the boat and we got to Alaska and we got to experience it. So don't give up on it, Chase.
And it wasn't like during regular season or even
Yeah, it was
shoulder
it was
season.
like
It was during like
yeah.
freezing season. It was like, why are they still cruising
It was
to
a bit
Alaska season?
we weren't sunbathing on the deck.
No, it was so cold.
But at the time, that's what we could do, and it worked out. And hey, now we're sharing the fun story with you.
Yeah. Corey asked, can you ask for extra pillows or blankets in a roomette?
You know, I'm not sure if they have extras. They have some. The room attendants, I know, have extra blankets and pillows in their little kind of storage room, because I've seen the big piles of them. But I think it's to exchange for, when they have to swap out the roomettes and clean them up. So I don't know if they have extra ones that they will let you use, but they do have a little bundle that you can buy. I want to say it's $9. You can buy it at the cafe, and you do get a blanket and like an eye mask and earplugs. And maybe there's a pillow, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Couple of thank yous for what you do. Our pleasure.
Thank
we
you.
love doing it. We love traveling. Amtrak cruises too. So Deidre says goals. I'm not sure which goals. Maybe the 50 states was the goals. Hopefully not the freezing in Alaska. That's not the goal. But a couple of things I wanted to mention that have come up in the last week are with the dining. It's becoming a little more clear that that's going to be happening, and we're going to be on one first week of July, and we're going to get to test
With the
out
full dining.
test out the full dining, and so that's going to be really cool. And
Yes.
it is going to be just the cross country routes for now, and the CoStar Light.
Yes.
So everything is going to be west of Chicago. The
For now,
For now.
from what we've seen. And there may possibly be a change in menus, so lots of exciting things still happening with the dining, the traditional dining program on Amtrak. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you've subscribed here to the channel, because we're going to keep you guys updated, of course.
Yeah. So we are trying to figure out right now. We're going to be in California because we're going out to visit our daughter now that Allie's got her settled out there, and we're trying to figure out how to get back to. We got to get all the way back
We
to
want to
Miami,
go to Florida for the cruise.
and we don't want to fly. So we're trying to decide: do we do the Sunset Limited or do we do the California Zephyr, and then take the Silver Star down? So
Because we could do the California Zephyr and end up in Chicago, which is where our son lives, or we could do Sunset Limited, end up in New Orleans, then go up to Washington, D.C. on the Sunset Limited, which would zip us through Atlanta, which is where we're from. Our in-laws live there. Rob's parents live there. Say hi, Pam Roland. And then take the train down, either the Silver Star or the Silver Meteor from DC down
yep,
to Florida, right? Yes. So we're still trying to make a decision.
yeah.
See
Rhea says,
which of those two we do.
hello from Chicago. So hey,
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
We'll
We go-
be there
we're
soon,
there
actually.
often.
Yeah.
Are there cities you would recommend that you can take on the rail pass where you can get off at the station and safely walk to nicer hotels to break up a long trip before continuing on? So yeah, we were just talking about this actually.
Yes.
And one of the things with the rail pass is, a couple things on that is, if you are using the rail pass on the eastern side of the country, it's a little easier because there's several trains per day that go through the same city. So if you're on the eastern seaboard, you could in essence ride from anywhere to Washington D.C. and get off the train at 7:00 at night, sleep in a hotel, wake up the next morning and pick up a train at 9 in the morning and continue on. Now, if you're trying to do that on like the Empire Builder or the California Zephyr going across the country, there's only one train per day. So even if you get off at 10 o'clock at night and you want to stay the night there, you're going to have to wait until 10 o'clock the next day to get back on the train.
Yes.
And you're still going to have to sleep on the train. So that wasn't really your question, so we'll give you some cities now. But that was one thing to look out for if you're doing the rail pass. So yeah, so someone says San Diego. That's amazing.
That was Maurice.
Oh, awesome.
It's a great city to walk in. Yes.
Seattle is really...
Oh, yes,
really,
right in Pioneer Square.
Pioneer Square, and there's a nice hotel right there. Washington, D.C. is one of the better ones.
It's great.
You get off right at Union Station. I mean, we stayed there. You can walk, like, you can see the Capitol from Washington, D.C., Union Station.
Right.
Probably the best, obviously, would be New York City. It is right in the heart of the city. So that's great. This is our first time to Boston. We're in Boston right now, and it's been marvelous.
Oh, we've loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can get so many places just walking, and then from there you can also hop on, the T, or there's just so many things you can do so accessible without having to have a car.
A couple I can recommend you don't do for that purpose would be Atlanta. That's not a good walkable station. It's not in the downtown, and we live there, and we could barely even find it with our car. So, it's not much of a station there.
No.
But yeah, some of those other ones.
It's a blip.
New Orleans was pretty good.
Yes.
So
there's lots of great cities across the U.S. that you can stop at. Let's see, Rose said Deidre inspired her solo adventure. It's really funny that you said that about solo trip, because the train ride we just did which one did we do from here on the Downeaster? We rode up to Portland, Maine, and there were actually several older ladies riding up by themselves. Not a care in the world, just a nice ride. Enjoying their time. One of them on the other side of me actually struck up a conversation. We chatted for a little bit, so don't be scared at all.
Yeah, you'll be fine. And the Amtrak staff are phenomenal.
They are.
I mean, if you've flown ever, it's not that. It's better.
I mean, we like flying, but it's just different. The Amtrak staff is completely different.
There's a different feeling to it, and you'll be just fine. Planning on traveling soon. Is the self-coffee service returning in the sleeper car? I don't know the answer to that.
The self-coffee service? I don't think so.
I don't know.
But not that I know of.
If somebody knows that, they can answer. If you purchased a rail pass, can a segment be a Thruway bus? No. Can't be a Thruway bus.
It's one of the few restrictions.
Yeah. The only restrictions are no Thruway buses, no Acela.
No auto train, and and you can't do any. If you're on the Maple Leaf, you can't use it for a segment into Canada.
Okay. Denise Young says, "Allie, you have the keys."
Thanks. We wear the exact same stuff all the time. Hopefully, it doesn't always look the same. But we literally, behind us are our suitcases. You can't see them, and I won't show them to you because they're a mess. And I don't want you to see my mess, but we basically only have what's in those two suitcases, one for Rob, one for me, and actually I have a couple of things in his bag that he is just now finding out are in there because I can't fit them in my bag.
I only open up the one side. I didn't know it was on the other side. So.
I just told him, don't open the zipper. You don't need this part. It's my stuff.
Yeah. I had it all in New York City too, so I could have auctioned it.
I know
off.
He had no idea. He could have just sold my clothes. He probably would have sold it to you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here wanting to do some solo travel.
Okay.
And,
awesome.
I just think that's a great idea, and Amtrak is probably the best way to do that.
Oh, Kate says the self-coffee service was on the CoStar Light and the Empire Builder last week. So there you go. Thank you, Kate, for answering that.
Elliot says, I'm doing the California Zephyr in 2 weeks. Okay. New York City to San Fran, Haven't been to San Francisco since 1971.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, we've been to Emeryville. We did not go to San Fran because we were going on somewhere else, but
we had some
it is
camping
on our
to do.
bucket list to. Yeah, we had some camping to do. That's a bad story.
If you haven't seen our camper van adventure for a month, you need to go through the videos and watch those because it was
back during the lockdown portion of the country. We didn't have anywhere to live because we don't have a house. So we stayed in a camper van for a month, and it went good for about 2-3 weeks, and the last week was not.
Yeah, the first week it went like this. The first week we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
We could do this forever.
We should get one." So we start looking up camper vans, researching. Week number 2, we're like, it's fun, but maybe we don't buy one. Week 3, we're like, how much longer do we have this van? and then by week 4, we were like, you know what? We're just going to cut this trip 2 days short. I have got to get a real shower. So we went to a hotel in San Jose. And we were explaining what had happened to us over the last month to the guy at the desk at the hotel. And he gave us the nicest room in the entire hotel. And it was like unbelievable. It was super sweet. But let me just tell you, it took each of us 2 showers in order to get clean enough from our 1-month experience in the camper van. So
the camper didn't have a shower or bathroom, so that was the downside.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So if you want to chuckle and you're bored one day, go back and watch those camper van videos in the national parks. It was quite an adventure.
Okay, Gil says, I'm traveling in a roomette alone and I have 1 medium suitcase. Is there enough room in there for my suitcase?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely, because you can put it above in the bed above you. Mm-hmm. You have room for 2 suitcases.
Yes, or even underneath the seat or on top of the seat across from you. You'll be absolutely no problem.
Thank you, Rosa, for your comment. Train Hopper says, I've been wanting to take the San Joaquins to Yosemite. I'm hoping for next spring.
Yes, that's awesome.
That is great. We wished we had done that. She does, because Allie doesn't like heights, but yet she also doesn't like it when I drive. So the problem comes in when we drive like hairpin turns on mountains. That's not good.
It wasn't good.
So
I was literally white knuckle driving, like actual white knuckle driving on some of those turns in Yosemite. Absolutely stunning views, absolutely marvelous park. Highly recommend it. But don't take me with you because I'm going to want to drive and I won't actually want to drive.
So next time we go to Yosemite, we're taking the train. And we're not. Well, we were in the camper van.
Yes.
And we were camping.
Yeah, so that's smart. Taking the San Joaquins to Yosemite.
So we're going to take the train and we're going to stay in an actual hotel.
Let's see.
So Marie says, new here. Have you used the Rail Pass? What's a good route to travel across America via the Rail Pass? We haven't done it on the Rail Pass, but we have traveled across America. And be a good time to mention if you're just joining, we do have a map at our website, groundandlifetravel.com, and it will give you all of the routes color-coded so that you can tell where to start and where to stop and the best route you can take. So one good route, most people take the California Zephyr or the Southwest Chief, and then some form of the Coast Starlight up California, and then the Empire Builder back over to Chicago. That's a really good way to do it. Will says, I want to travel Amtrak. I've done the coast to coast with a folding e-bike. Does this need to ensure bike slots nullify the booking flexibility? There's a need to ensure having a bike slot nullify the booking flexibility.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, generally, we've seen most of the time bike slots available, but I mean, you would have to make sure you have a slot. Yes, so there is that. But I don't think it's something that you would run into that often, as long as you weren't just showing up the day of.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say before it popped off the screen, Tony was asking if it's possible to survive, which is a good word, a long trip in coach. And we do have a video here on the channel. We did the Sunset Limited from New Orleans. Well, that one goes from New Orleans to LA, but we got off in Tucson. So we did spend one night we did sleep one night in coach, and it was challenging. It was challenging in that the bathrooms are smaller. There's nowhere to freshen up, so you can't take a shower like you can in a roomette. And then the other issue is that people are getting on and off in the middle of the night. And even if you have earplugs, which I do, you're still getting up from the commotion. The lights are off still for the most part, but you're hearing people getting on and off the train constantly. And just obviously, know if people are walking or whatever. It's so much comfortable in a roomette if you can pull that off, but it is,
so I would say,
survivable.
Yeah, it's
sure.
definitely survivable, because we fly often to like Asia, Thailand, and it's way
long
better.
haul flights. Yeah,
Amtrak coach overnight is way better than 24 hours
absolutely.
on a plane. Hands down.
Absolutely.
No question. You can sleep better. The seats are better. They lay way further back. I think the problem for coach comes in when you start to string like 4 or 5 nights in a row together, because you're probably not going to sleep as well as you would in a bed.
Right.
And so you may get tired. And it depends also on how easily you recover and how old you are. When I was much younger, I probably would have done it easily. But now, I probably limit it to 1 or 2 nights at the most in a row.
Let's see. I think we're down to right here.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, Bridget just bought the rail pass today. Nice.
Oh, wow.
You're ready to go. Make sure you head over to groundlifetravel.com, take a look at the map, and that's going to break down the segments for you. It's going to make it easier for you to plan out whatever trip you want to put together with your new rail pass.
Okay, Wild Turkey Bluff says, when you get to San Fran and you have to get on a bus, where does the bus take you? And what is the closest motel to where the bus takes you? Is it within walking distance? So the train will stop in Emeryville, and you're going to get on the bus in Emeryville, and that will take you right into San Francisco. So there are all kinds of hotels down there, and you can just walk there. And in fact, in Emeryville, if you're coming back on the bus, we walked from Emeryville to a hotel in Emeryville too.
There's several of them just right there. Nice hotels. It's a nice area, and there's actually quite a few restaurants you can walk to from there as well, just like we did.
Let's see. Can the Passcode segments be upgraded?
They cannot. No, that's
upgraded.
one of the things you cannot do is you cannot upgrade them to business class or to room accommodations.
Sarah says she can only go so long without a shower. Yeah, and I'm sure.
Same.
I have some advice for you. Don't get a camper van and go for a month then.
With limited showers.
With limited showers.
I'm like you, Sarah. I need to have my showers, and it just, yeah.
Yeah, 2 nights max and coach for me. That's about my max. I think I could do. I think Allie's max is 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. The 1 was enough for me. I feel like, okay, I don't want to be a hero here.
Yeah. Now, when I was 20 years ago, I probably could have done 5.
Still 1 for me.
Still 1 for her. But back when I used to fly by myself, like for business, I would book like the longest possible flight to get the miles. So if you're that kind of person, you can probably do many nights in coach. But now I would not book extra flights just to get miles. So
no, he's like, what's the shortest way we can take
We definitely change over time. Let's see. Earl asked, to travel across America, which route to take to have the most views, southern or northern? I think the middle route is the best.
California Zephyr.
California Zephyr. That's the best views going across. The second choice would be Empire Builder.
And then third,
probably Sunset Limited. Sunset Limited is still good, but it's just not as good as the other two.
Yeah. In a roomette, do you hear passengers getting on and off? First trip July 5th, Florida to Seattle. Carl, you may hear it if someone's... Generally, people are very quiet if they're getting on and off at night in the roomette area because they see the doors are all closed and they automatically think I shouldn't be talking loud. But during the day, a lot of times we'll just have like our curtain pulled, but the door open just to get some airflow. And you will hear people getting on and off then during the day. But if you're trying to sleep at night, for the most part, your door is closed. Unless they're being really loud, you're generally not going to hear them.
Yep. Susan asked, does the rail pass include a roomette option? No.
It does not. No, and you cannot upgrade. Once you have the rail pass, you have to ride in coach.
Okay, roomette isn't planning on the Zephyr to San Francisco in March. In a roomette, is a 70-year-old woman going to be able to get into the upper bunk? So
I mean, it depends on your mobility on that.
There is a ladder that you will climb up, or it's not really a ladder. It's steps.
Steps. Mm-hmm.
And
they're about, I don't know, like that high, like.
Yeah. We have a video on the channel, and it's
it actually shows
it's a roomette review, and I always sleep on the top bunk, so I did a little review of. Actually, I think I got up and down from there, right?
You did.
Show you what it was like.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can get up there. It's just not like what I found was.
The issue is more like
getting down is
coming
harder
down,
than
like
up, yeah.
once you, like if you're trying to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that's maybe a little bit more challenging, making sure not to land on the person below. But
the real issue was not getting down; it was getting down and not waking her up without like stepping on her bed. If you're just trying to get down, probably not an issue.
Right.
I don't think. Let's see. What did I miss new to the stream? We'll go over the rail pass here in just another second and just kind of give another recap, like a short recap of it.
Okay.
Some people are saying start out with some short ones.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Smart.
Just took the auto train 2 weeks ago. John says, very informative. Thank you, John. I did Ann Arbor. Ooh, Michigan. That's my home. A lot of trips there for Rhea. Thank you so much. Do you have to reserve seats for the San Joaquins line? I don't know how busy that gets, but right now I would reserve seats for everything because everything is selling out. Amtrak is coming back.
Is back.
I
should say
further than it was even before because there's so many people that want to travel and people don't really want to fly. So it's as busy as ever.
All right, so Carl, that's sweet, thank you. Okay, so Carl did have a question though. He wanted examples of the segments.
Okay, so we'll do a quick little recap for you.
Okay.
A segment is anytime you get on or off the train. So like if you go Chicago to St. Louis, get off.
Start the segment by getting on, and that segment by getting off.
Then you go to Kansas City. That's another segment. The easiest way to do it is we have a map on our website, groundedlifetravel.com, which color codes the Amtrak map so you can see with colors where one segment starts and one ends, because it's really hard to tell on the Amtrak map if you can go a certain distance because you don't know if that's one train or not. So we made a map just for that purpose to be able to tell, and we've put it up on the website so you can see there where exactly one segment starts and stops. But if you get off the train for an overnight, that's going to be a new segment when you get back on, even if you're getting on the same train.
Right. And then, so highlight again a few of the things that we said at the beginning about the Rail Pass. It is a great sale. It's normally $4.99. It's a $200 discount right now, so it's $299. It is on sale until June 22nd. You have 120 days to start using the pass, but once you do start from your very first segment, you have 30 days to take your 10 segments. So know that when you're planning it out. As Rob said, head to our groundedlifetravel.com to look at the map that will help you to break up those segments. And then you can only ride in coach, and you cannot upgrade your seats, or you cannot upgrade to business or to sleeper car accommodations from there. You cannot use the Rail Pass on the Acela, on the Auto Train, or on the Canadian portions of the Maple Leaf train, and you cannot use it on the Thruway buses.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
the other, there are no blackout dates, which is amazing. But you can, it is also limited to only 2 round trips between city pairs. So you can't like use it as like a commuter train, you know, going from like Boston, New York, Boston, New York. Once you've done 2 round trips with the same city pairings, then you can't repeat it after you've done it twice.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a pretty good deal because
It is.
some of the coach tickets we're seeing right now can be $200.
Yeah, so it's a great deal
And
right
so
now.
$299 and you get 10 rides anywhere you want to go.
Yes.
It's a really good deal.
Yes, and then another thing to add in there is that it is available to those with disabilities, so they'll still offer those services to you. Just you know, book your seat, reserve your accessible accommodation or seat in coach, and they'll take care of everything. So it is, you can still use it and still get those accommodations for those traveling on Amtrak with disabilities.
So Sandy in Atlanta has a question.
Oh, hey, Sandy, that's where we're from.
We're from Atlanta. Could I get to Zephyr in Chicago in a roomette, get back on several days later with reservations, of course? Will it cost tons more? You could do that with reservations. It probably will cost more than just going all the way from Chicago to Emeryville.
Right.
If you kind of break it up, I think it's going to cost probably considerably more to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
Janet wants to go to Vegas. Yeah, right now there is no train.
Yeah.
You can go to Kingman.
That's right, Mike. Yeah, you can. That's actually going to be the closest, because then you can grab a bus, or if you wanted to rent a car, you could do that, but that's going to be pretty pricey right now.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in Kingman though, so.
There is.
Yeah.
We did Route 66 last summer, and that was a lot of fun if you want to go check out those videos too.
Wow, Neil is flying from Barbados to experience the Zephyr.
Whoa.
Wow, starting in New York City, Chicago to Emeryville, going all the way across the country.
Awesome, Neil.
Hope you get that south side roomette. Yeah, ours was on the north, and it was fine. I mean, it was good. The views in the Zephyr, you're not going to be upset either way.
Disappointed.
But for that 1 hour stretch, you will want to be on the south side.
Yeah.
What happens if I book a ticket for a particular San Joaquins train and I miss it? Would I be able to use that same ticket to board the next train? That's a good question. I don't know exactly about the San Joaquins, but basically, Amtrak is not, we get this question a lot from Europeans. Amtrak is not designed like the European rail system where you buy a ticket and then you can get on any train you want. Amtrak is more, you buy a ticket for a particular train and you have a seat on that train, and you know what their customer service will do with you if you miss. I don't know, because we've never missed one yet. So, well, we almost did this week, but but I don't know. Maybe someone can chime in if they've missed a train. What would happen to you? We've never actually had that happen.
Let's see. Red Rooster's you and your wife are doing the Vermonter in September. Why isn't that currently running? I know. That's why we had to do the crazy going up to Portland, Maine in order to get states 47, 48, and 49, because we wanted to do it on the Vermonter, but we're not able to do that because it doesn't start running again until July, and that was due to some restrictions, I think travel restrictions in the state, within the states in the Northeast. So they'll have that back and running again next month.
Yeah. Marie says she got her peaches in Atlanta. Yeah, peaches, pecans. You get a lot of good stuff in Atlanta.
Let's see.
What verification do I need for disability?
You don't need verification, actually. I actually think it might be against the law to ask you. But I've never seen anyone asking for verification. If anyone knows any different, I don't think you need to actually show verification of any disability.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's legal.
Missed the Acela from here to DC or Boston. Yeah, we just did the Acela.
Oh, Acela Express.
Acela Express, yeah.
Okay.
So would you say that Amtrak is like a plane train? I would say that Amtrak is like a really nice first class plane, like one of those Emirates planes that you read about.
Yes, the
Because
seats are very
the
comfortable.
seats are, it's way better
They're
than a
very
plane.
wide,
Yeah.
so there's like room on each side, a lot of it. The seats lean back a little bit more than they do on a plane. You can put your legs up, or there's a little bar that lifts from the seat in front of you where you can put your feet as well. So if you don't want your legs up, but you just want to rest your feet, like if you're short like me and you want to have your feet up a little bit, because maybe your feet don't touch the ground from the seat, then you can put your feet on that little bar that lifts from the seat in front of you. Tons more room. You've got 2 outlets there. The tray table is probably twice as large as on an airplane. On the train, and if you're in first class, you get those big giant tables for 2, and it's huge.
Yeah. So Carmine asked, "Thanks for doing this. Is the rail pass the closest I can come to a hop on, hop off?" And yeah, it is the
Basically,
closest.
yes.
So think of it this way: you can hop on and off 10 times
Yes,
for $299. So for $29 a time, that's pretty. It took us.
that's really not bad.
We paid $21 for an Uber the other night.
That's right.
And it was like.
And we
3 minutes.
didn't go very far.
So yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
We're really considering doing it again. When will New Orleans to Jacksonville, Florida be available? Yeah, that is our problem.
Yeah,
We're trying
we
to
wish
get
we
to
could do
Florida.
that too. That's why we're doing the crazy, trying to go up to either Chicago or DC, so we could try to jump, go down to Florida from there. So yeah,
More asked,
we understand.
Is it safe to solo travel using a roommate?
Yes.
The general overwhelming consensus of Allie and all the other women on here is that it is safe.
Yes.
Even in coach.
That's right.
Because Amtrak security is pretty good.
Yeah, the staff is always walking throughout.
A Jim is going from Seattle to Portland on Monday just for fun. That's the best way to go. Just for fun. That's great.
Good.
Do you need a test before getting on the train? Asked Gil. No,
you do
don't.
not.
You do need to wear a mask, though. Leaving from D.C. to L.A., California, a road trip in mid-August, booking a bedroom. How soon should I get my ticket? You should get it as soon as you can.
No, definitely.
So the way that Amtrak works is the prices are only going to go up.
The closer to your departure date.
The closer to your date. So as the train is at a low capacity, it's a low price. As it fills, the price goes up. So yeah, as soon as you know what you want to do, go ahead and get it. What do you guys do for a living? That's a good question.
This.
So we
A lot of people ask us that.
For the last 15 years, we've been we have a commercial photography business. Excuse me. And that's what we've done for a living, sell pictures. So we started traveling around, and so like pictures that you'll see in magazines or
advertising,
advertisements, we would take those pictures, sell them, and get paid to do that. We also, if you want to know something interesting, you can go look at this. One of the things we have in Atlanta is we had a modeling agency. And so we actually have another channel that nobody knows about that Allie is on all the time. And it's NGM Modeling for North Georgia Media Modeling. So,
which was our company we ran there for.
Yeah, so if you want to
years.
see that, what we actually have done for a living for a long time, that is it. And now we have the blog, and we do YouTube, and we still do the pictures, and we still do the other modeling stuff. So
yeah, so once we became empty nesters, then we kind of hit the road. We told the kids, hey, is it okay if we sell the house and leave? They said, sure. So we said, okay. So we did. And that was actually yesterday we were just talking about was the 3-year anniversary of putting our house on the market, our house in suburban Atlanta on the market, sold it, and we literally left from the closing and hopped on a cruise ship for a week. And have been literally making up our travel as we go along since then.
Yeah. So all the stuff that we do to make a living, we can do online. So that's what we do. Good question. Most people don't ask us that.
Yeah. Let's see where we left off.
Oh, he was asking too advice on how to plan and save for travel. Yeah, the big thing we did was whatever we could move online as a business, we did, and that's made it easier. Because we still need to work, but Chandon is buying a pass now. Awesome. Let's see. How many days is the trip from LA to New Orleans? That is
LA
to New Orleans. That's
so that would be the
two
Sunset
overnights.
Limited, so 2 overnight. 2 nights overnight.
Two overnights.
So 3 days,
Yeah, 3
2
days.
nights. You actually arrive early in the morning to LA if you're going from New Orleans to LA. I'm thinking, yeah.
Could you list Bridget asks, could you list trip suggestions on your website for RailPass users? Yeah, that's a good idea. And we do have, if you do look at the map there and any of the routes, like we have a page for each route. So like if you click on the Empire Builder route, it'll tell you which routes you can connect with the Empire Builder or with any route. So just kind of look at the routes on there and it tells you which ones are good to pair up. You can go from one to the next.
Right.
And the map will be helpful for that too.
Yes.
Let's see. Might be possible to get to Florida through North Carolina. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually go to Washington.
Yeah, we're trying.
DC.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this one drummer.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll let you guys know what we decide, what we booked.
I sometimes need a walker. Will they charge me extra for my walker and coach?
They will not.
No, they
That's
shouldn't.
Joanne. No.
Chandon asked, are trains at full capacity? Yes, they are.
They are, and yes, you do
And
still
you
need a
still
mask.
do need a mask, but they are full. They are definitely
They
full.
are.
Everyone that we've been on has been like every seat taken. They are definitely back.
Yes.
Do you know SEPTA in Philly? Saw it, but have never ridden it.
Right.
So don't know too much about it. Marie says, when I retire, I want to be like you. But you're not going to retire because you love your job.
That's
Maurice,
right.
so.
Maurice has been working for Amtrak since 1977.
Yeah. If you see
And
Maurice,
he likes his job too much, so he's not going to leave. So that's what I think is so cool about Amtrak is that the people working at Amtrak actually love working for Amtrak. So I think that's pretty amazing. And I think that contributes to the service that you get from Amtrak.
Neil is very nice. He says we look too young to be empty nesters.
Thanks, Neil. You just made my favorite people list.
Yes. Bridget, you're exactly right. We need Atlanta, Chicago. Yeah.
We do. Yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
our number one route
I
that
agree.
we want. I don't know what the
Who we
deal
need
is.
to ask for that, but let's get on the horn.
Yeah. Let's see.
What else are we missing? We'll do a few more here.
Is it possible to connect from Boston or DC to San Diego? You can do it for sure, but it's not one train.
Right.
So
You're
you
gonna do
need
several.
to get to Chicago from Boston first, and then from Chicago you can get to LA, and then from LA you can get to San Diego. So you would need 3 trains to do that.
Yes.
Which is why, if you want to look at which trains those are, I mean, it's the Lakeshore Limited, the Southwest Chief, and the Pacific Surfliner. But if you want to have a question like that and know where to go, on the maps on our website, it shows you exactly which named trains you would need.
Right.
Let's see, we're going to coast in September. Will we get points for the whole question knocked off there? But I think the whole trip, yeah, you should get points. Let's see. Yeah, you should get points for your whole trip. Empty nesters. Yes, we are empty nesters. We are. We did have our children young, but
We did.
yeah, we are. Our kids are both out of college. Actually.
They're 23 and 21.
Not only are we empty nesters, we're empty nesters. We've been empty nesters for like 4 years.
For almost 4 years, yeah. Well, for more than 4 years, yes.
Yeah. Dewan says, helped him plan his trip. Thanks, Dewan. Hope you have a great trip.
Awesome, yay.
Let's see, for Chicago, Seattle, where would you stop? Where would you just stop to sleep instead of a sleeper for Rail Pass?
Seattle to
Chicago. Boy,
Chicago to Seattle. Where would you suggest to stop?
the problem
could
with that
do-
route is that, like, when you get back on the next day, you're still gonna have to get on at night and sleep on the train. There's no
Right.
because there's only one per day on that route, so you can't get off, sleep, and get on the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you could really, if you really just want to stop and sleep, you could do that anywhere, but it's not going to save you having to sleep on the train.
I don't know what the Metro North Railroad is.
If y'all don't mind me asking, how old are the two of you?
How old are we?
I'll tell you how old I am.
And I'm 1 year younger than that.
Yeah, so wait, how old am I?
He doesn't.
I don't remember.
He's 48.
I'm 48. Yeah, I'm 48.
And I'm 1 year younger than he is, so.
Yeah.
Our birthdays are
do the
actually
math on that.
we're actually the same age every year on Rob's birthday because our birthdays are back to back. My birthday is December 21st and his birthday is December 22nd, and so we're the same age for one day.
Yep. On her birthday.
On my birthday, yes.
Yeah, so Maurice is answering here a question about Metro North.
Oh.
I would take his answer. He knows.
Yes. Maurice says Metro North is a commuter railroad ran by the MTA and CONDOT. Okay.
Yep. So,
Yep. And Neil's hopping into saying same thing. Good. Good.
yeah. So we do have,
Cool.
have the same birthday as your mom. We're just New Year's Eve. December babies. Yeah. That's great. Another one with 12/21.
Yeah. Oh, yay. Eamon, yes.
We do have a lot of good videos coming up this month. More Amtrak videos.
We do.
As we're going to be in some of the types of rooms we've never been in before. So that's going to be good. 6-7 hour layover in Chicago. Are there lockers to store in Union Station? I'll have to take it with me as I explore the city.
Oh, I want to say that there are, but I can't say with 100% assurance
I
that
feel like
there are. But I'm
there are.
pretty sure that there are. It's a great station, and you'll be able to see a lot of stuff. Who was that, Dewan? Yeah, you'll be able to see a lot of Chicago down there, walking and just hopping around. So yeah.
Yeah, Emmy asks, is it worth it to use the showers? Yeah, it is. They're nice.
I've done it. Yeah,
they're very
absolutely.
nice.
They are nice.
You'll
very clean.
You'll feel good.
Yes. And you will feel so much better when you get where you're going.
And yeah, you can book the Vermonter, just not for now. You can book it for the future, though.
Oh, good. More December babies, more 12/21
okay, JJ
birthdays.
says, quick hi to friends in St. Paul. Yeah, you can stop there and then just get on the Empire Builder the next day. Ever boarded at a non-staff depot? We're boarding one soon. How long do they stop for? They don't stop for long. Like
They don't. So just be ready on the tracks.
5 minutes? 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be quick. But when you're there, they'll see you, and the conductor will get off and see you.
Oh, Maurice says that they may not have lockers anywhere anymore because of 9/11. So there might not be lockers at train stations anymore. That might be a thing of the past. Yeah. So you can call and check maybe, but it sounds like it's not really something they're doing anymore.
And DDB, there is a train that goes to Niagara Falls. Yeah.
The U.S. side.
It is the Empire Service, I think. Or no, Maple Leaf. It's either the Maple Leaf or the Empire Service. The train is named one way and one the other way. So
yeah.
Yeah, there is one that goes from New York City to Niagara Falls, though.
All right, so we'll wrap it up. Hopefully this was super helpful for you guys planning on getting the rail pass. And we will not be on next week because we will be celebrating Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there in advance.
Yep.
Next time we hop on, I don't know when we'll be.
So we're doing it every Sunday.
We're trying to do every Sunday at 4. So just
and we'll be in St. Louis.
Oh yes.
And we'll have ridden several more trains by then.
Yes.
So 2 weeks from now,
stay tuned, and we'll keep you guys updated with all the new information that we get from all of our sources at Amtrak, and we will see you guys soon. Do not forget to go check out the maps that Rob worked so hard on groundedlifetravel.com. We also have blogs about all the places that we've been to if you're planning trips outside the country or whatever. And and don't forget to go check out the cruise channel because we are going to be hopping onto some cruises soon as well. Grounded Life Cruises, and we will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Bye guys. Thanks you so
everyone.
much.
Bye.